Hi, this is Vail Fucci. I'm here today on location to walk you through the steps to get a beautiful and safe newborn shoot. The first step we're going to do is look around our house for the best lighting. The best lighting is going to probably be somewhere that involves some natural light coming inside from a window. And we also are going to want a spot where we're going to have access to the floor or a very large surface that's just above the floor there, because we want to make our shoot very safe for our newborn baby. We don't want them being up high on any surface where they could possibly roll off and fall. Safety is our #1 concern as we go ahead and do a newborn shoot. So let's look around the house and see what we find as far as lighting goes. Here we have some nice natural side light coming in here. Even though we see that there's a table in the middle there, a coffee table, I can easily remove that so that I can take pictures in here. In the other room, while there's lots of natural light there, you end up having to move a whole dining room table there, and that would just be too difficult. Okay, let's check out the rest of the rooms. You might often think that going ahead and doing the baby's room would be your first choice. But actually, a lot of times the lighting may not be the best there. So let's go ahead and check different spots. Now we're checking out the baby's room. The light in here is actually pretty good, and it would be great for doing some pictures with mom and baby sitting there together. But for doing pictures isolating just the baby alone, the space is pretty small. And so it's going to be a bit hard to get around and get shots of them the way we want. So probably taking a spot that is a bit bigger would be advantageous. This may be just right. We've got a lot of nice bright light coming through, a nice wide space. I don't actually have to really move too much of anything. I think this will probably be perfect for our shoot. Let's go ahead and try it. All right, so this is our location. We love the lighting right here. It's not too far off the ground. So let's see what we can do about making it even better. All right, first off, while this is a nice deep couch, I want to make that space even deeper just for the safety of our baby. So I'm going to take these pillow couch cushions off, put them down here. Now this space is even deeper. Next, I'm going to take a pillow. This pillow is what our baby is going to be resting on here. It's going to be able to allow us to position her a bit better by making divots and stuff like that there. Okay, so I'll set my pillow there. Next, I'm going to place something over top of this so that we have a nice smooth background. For our choice of that, you're going to want to pick something that in the end has very little pattern. Why is that? Well, we want to put our focus on the baby. We don't want to be paying lots of attention to the background of, say, a blanket that has lots of very complicated pattern. So something simple, doesn't matter, it can be light or dark, either which way, just as long as it's simple. Okay, so I have gotten the comforter off of our baby's parents' bed here. I'm going to place that over top. I'm going to make sure that I take the time to smooth this out nicely. If it has a pattern, in this case some lines, make it nice going straight across, because being able to get it right here will save me hours in post-production. Okay, tuck this back. I'm noticing that I'm getting some interesting hot spots there from this window here, and it's not going to be providing too much light that I actually need, so I'm going to bring this down, make that a bit more even there. Okay, bring this about. All right, and now it is good and straight, and we have our backdrop ready. Before we start photographing our baby, what we should do first is pick out what lens we're going to use. So most of you probably have what comes with your camera, the kit lens, probably this 18 to 55 lens. If you do have this lens, you're going to want to probably just go ahead and mostly shoot this shoot having your lens dialed in to 55 millimeters, so zoomed all the way in. Now, the negative about this kit lens is when you do this, you actually don't have very wide apertures available to you. So that means not a lot of light gets let in, meaning you're going to have to use slower shutter speeds. And in addition to that, what is going to happen is you're going to have not very shallow depth of field. And when it comes to doing newborn shots, we love having shallow depth of field. So if you want to be able to do that, what I highly recommend is that you get a lens that we call in the industry the Nifty 50. It is made for all different brands of cameras, and it's the 50mm 1.8. They usually average somewhere between $100 and $200, and they are outstanding. A lot of people, once they get this lens, never want to take it off their camera because it does such beautiful things. What it will do is it will allow you to have much wider open apertures, which is great because it'll let in a lot more light, but also we'll be able to get super shallow depth of field, which will get all of our focus in on that baby, right on those little features, and that's what we want. Okay? So today I will show you, I'll shoot with both lenses, and we'll be able to review afterwards what some of the pictures look like, how they compare differently with using that 50mm 1.8 Nifty 50 or using the kit lens. And we'll set her on this pillow here. You can just lay her out. First, yeah, we'll do horizontally first here. Okay, now make sure you stay close there. So a lot of parents ask me, what should we have our baby wear in a baby shoot? And realistically, they can wear anything. You can have them wear a favorite outfit that, say, a family member has given them, like this adorable little one here. It actually says adorable right here. But at the same time, when they are a newborn, this is pretty much the only time in your life that is not only acceptable, it's expected that you're going to be photographed wearing very little clothing. And so it's a great idea to, in addition to photographing them in little outfits, to also photograph them using like a little wrap. You can use a receiving blanket to go around them. Some people do the type of thing of going out and buying a special wrap just for that, but it's really not necessary. You can do it any simple way with it, just a simple little blanket around them. And we'll show you next how to go ahead and do that. You are so cute. So a lot of people ask me, should we do diaper on or diaper off? When I first started out photographing babies, I did the diaper off thing. And as a consequence, we got a lot of poop and pee on a lot of things. So one thing you can purchase is a little cute diaper cover that you can put over top of here. You can get them off of Etsy if you really care. But also, if you're just wrapping them in a little wrap like this, it doesn't matter too much. So you can just go ahead and swaddle them not too differently from how you normally would swaddle them. You can have them, I like to have a little bit of their arms out here. If they're sleeping, it's nice to be able to have it so that you don't have their arms all kind of out there. But when they're out like this and awake, like Miss Riley is today, it is nice to be able to have their little hands to play with. And there we go. I'm going to tuck any tags that we have here away so we don't see that, because again, yes, I could remove it in Photoshop afterwards, but it takes me 2 seconds to do it here versus minutes in Photoshop afterwards. All right, now that we've got her nicely wrapped and dressed, we are just about ready to shoot. Oh, and sneeze! Oh boy! Oh, that's just so cute. All right, my dear, you'll notice we have her mom right here as a spotter, so that as I step away, we're not concerned about her falling off. Okay? Oh gosh, you're so beautiful, baby girl. Because at this age, they're not really moving around too fast, we can get away with either doing aperture priority mode or doing manual mode. If your light is remaining constant, I do recommend going ahead and using manual mode. You'll have better control over it, but if you're not comfortable doing manual mode yet, then go right ahead and use aperture priority. I'm going to use manual mode here today, so what that means is I'm going to dial in my aperture, which for this I'm going to be using my Nifty 50 1.8, so I'm able to go low. I'm going to start out at 2.8 there, and then I'm going to dial in a shutter speed that I like. She's not moving too quickly, so I'm going to go with about 1/160th of a second. And then my ISO I'm going to set as necessary as I go along to take this shot here. And it's looking about in this room to be about 800 to 1000. Don't be afraid to use that higher ISO. Go ahead and get it right in camera. Okay. Next, I'm going to make sure that I have my camera strap over my back of my neck here. Why? Our camera is heavy compared to, Riley is how heavy about right now?
8 pounds.
8 pounds, okay? And this camera, with the lens and everything, can weigh about 2 pounds at least. So if that fell on her, that would be horrible. So we want to make sure we're keeping that on the back of our neck there, having our strap on. The next thing I'm going to do is take a picture from above Riley here. I'm going to make sure I'm remembering to focus on those eyes of hers. I'll focus and recompose so that she's there focusing on her eyes, moving it back. Then I'm going to go ahead and get a wider view of her. To do this, I'd either need to have a step stool if I'm using that nifty 50 lens, or I can go ahead and swap over to that kit lens that we have here so that I can shoot much wider in this situation. All right. Now once I do that, I'm going to end up having much less light available to me. So to do that, I'm going to need to now increase my ISO. All right, and we're going to take our shot here and go from above. Nice, baby girl. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, there's a tongue. That is lovely. Let's see. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, beauty shot there. Glamour. And we'll notice that I might see bits and pieces of her diaper here. So I might bring this back in and around so that I'm not seeing that quite so much. There we go. Good, baby girl. Nice. I'm also seeing that this is having a bit of wrinkling going on as I look at my picture. So instead of waiting to do it in Photoshop, I'm going to fix it now. There we go. Oh, lovely. Focusing right on her eye, making sure I'm getting that. Nice. Now, ideally, when you do this, your baby will be asleep if it's a newborn. But if they're awake, just go with it. As long as they're happy and they're not crying, I say go with it. You never know what you're going to get. Okay? Now, the next is to make sure that we get some of those great details of their hands and their feet. And also, real quick, I just realized I didn't show you a comparison of using the 50 for getting those pictures of the face, too. So we'll see the difference that we get with that depth of field that we have here with this lens versus when we had it at that 2.8. Yeah, there. Oh, hi, baby girl. Yeah. Oh, what a tongue. Yeah. Oh, there's a smile for us. Thank you. Beautiful. Another good idea is to make sure that you turn off the focus beep when you're doing this, because that might distract your baby. If they are asleep, you don't want them to be waking up with that going on. Okay, we'll do our direct comparison shot now. We've put on our 50 mil. Yeah, let's see the difference. Oh boy. Yeah, let's see. Oh, can we see Miss Riley? Riley. And a lot of it's just being patient. We just kind of wait, and we're always going to be gentle with our baby here.
Riley, go see your Auntie Vail.
It's okay. We can try to gently do it and redirect. Yeah, there we go. Oh, nice, baby girl. Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, there's a big tongue. We like that. Yeah, there we go. Seeing the difference. Okay. We'll be able to compare those shots with those different lenses. Now with this, I'm going to make sure I get those details. Things like little fingers. So it's nice to be able to do a comparison of size with your own finger to theirs. So you can go ahead and put your own finger in their hand and then photograph it there. You focus on it and take your shot. I like it particularly if you have a little bit of their face in the background so that you can make out that it is in fact your baby that you're holding the hand with it. Okay, little lady. Oh, you are so good for the camera, aren't you? Yes, you are. There. Another way that I like doing this shot is if you do it on a dark background and you just get just your finger with their hand and nothing else in the background. And then what happens is you get a really neat shot that you can switch to black and white and isolate it there. Another fun one to make sure that you don't forget of their little details are these teensy tiny feet. They are so adorable and cute. They're never going to be that adorable ever again in their whole lives. So we want to make sure we get those. So in this case, we can see from this angle, their feet are more in the dark. So I'll take Miss Riley and switch her around so that her feet now are getting more of that side light there. We make sure we're not looking when we get this shot straight up her diaper. And we go ahead and we can position the feet as best we can. They're probably going to move a lot, but we'll just go ahead and get some shots of Tootsies as best we can in here, covering up that diaper. And for this shot, you may need to do it at a little faster shutter speed because they might be moving around a bit more. Let's see what we can do. Getting those Tootsies. All right. Ah. This is one that you try your best. You just have to kind of go with it. Oh, there's a good Tootsie. Oh, putting them together. All right. Another key thing to know is as you're doing that, you might need even more depth of field because they are moving quite a bit there. So in that situation, I might bring it up somewhere in the neighborhood of like f4.5. If you are in manual mode, you are going to have to compensate by bringing that ISO back up a bit so you have enough light. All right, little lady, here we go. Oh, perfect. And there it is. You can see with patience, then you'll get what it reaps your reward. All righty, little lady. If your subject is either asleep or in a good mood, you can see about trying other poses. Now, something that people often do nowadays for poses is they go and look at Pinterest and see about a gazillion poses. But the thing is, a lot of those are really difficult things that they've gone and done and composed them in different ways using composite shots. Things that if you're just doing on your own and you're not a professional, are not safe for your baby. It is way better to make sure that you're caring about the safety of your baby and just getting simple shots than going ahead and trying to get those exact shots that you see on Pinterest. Ones that I think are safe and fine to be good to try at home that are fine is instead of just having them on their back, you can go ahead and have them on their side and photograph them like that. You can also have them on their tummies, and in that case you'll just switch your angle. You can have her turn her head to the side when you do that. Now you'll notice as we did that we kind of lost a lot of our light. She's in the dark there, and light is everything in our pictures. So what we would end up doing if we want to keep that nice little shot there, I might say, well, first she's looking cute right off the bat, so I'll get my safe shot of just getting it. There we go. But then what I'll do is I will have her go into a safe spot with Mom. And then we'll move our pillow so it's in a different orientation so that we get that side light. So I'm moving it. Yeah, she is doing a wonderful job. Okay. And now when we put her down and put her on her tummy, we'll put her like this. Boom. There we go. It's okay. We want to make sure that we direct her towards the light. All right. Now that we have her towards the light, we can cover her back up nicely with our little blanket. There we go. And first I get a safe shot. Oh! And then once you have a couple ones there, you can start to, if they're asleep, play with their hands. Try to get it so that their hands are a little bit more flat. bring their hand up on top of it so it looks like they're resting on their hands. There you go. And you do the best you can with it. But moving them for that better light makes all the difference in the world. You'll do the best you can. You don't want to overexert moving their heads one way or another too much. Just enough that they're still comfortable like that there. Great, Riley. There we go. Last but not least, the last thing that some people like to use are props. In this case, this lovely little lady's middle name is Rose. So today I thought to make sure to have a headband with us of a little rose. So we can try to use it. If it doesn't work out, if the baby is not happy having this put on them, do not make the baby just feel uncomfortable, because in the end, they're just going to look very angry in the picture, and that's not anything anybody wants. But in this case, she seems to be tolerating it pretty well. So I'm going to give a go. Of course, I'll say that, and then we'll see. She's going to break out crying. We'll see. Good. Good girl, baby girl. Oh, nice. Oh, look at that head control. Oh, pushing up. What a good girl. Oh, wow. Very good, Riley. Wow. You are amazing.
Good girl.
But you can see how in the end, we got a couple shots, but it's starting to make her a little not so happy. And so that's why you just do the best that you can with the situation there, and you don't want to force them too much. And you also don't want to leave them there for too long. Thanks so much.